Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. It's been about 9 months since I upgraded the screen in my 2021 GMC Sierra to this one right here. This is the AUCAR vertical screen, now installed in my 2021 GMC Sierra. I think we can all understand why we would perform an upgrade such as this, because the 7-inch or 8-inch screen which I had just didn't cut it. If you're watching this video for a detailed installation, setup, or review, that's one of these. So I will also link these in the video description below. This video is for the folks that are window shopping or they're this close to deciding if a screen upgrade like this may work for them. So I've listed 10 of the top potential buyer questions, as well as some answers based on ownership experience. Let's go. Quickly before we get to this list, I feel it's my duty to share my experience getting through another terribly cold winter in Canada. I was skeptical about winter performance, but it survived. We had almost 2 weeks of -40 when winter was at its worst. The touchscreen remained responsive, but the LCD was a little sluggish until the interior warmed up. But that's pretty standard with any screen. Now let's get into the list of the top 10 buyer questions. Is the installation process truly plug and play? Yes, but if you've never done anything like this before, or you're not comfortable taking apart components of your dashboard, then professional installation is recommended. A successful installation also means a successful setup. It's important to know how this upgraded screen communicates with your truck. By default, it communicates through Bluetooth. That means out of all the systems in your truck that you currently play through the audio of your truck, those still work. This screen uses Bluetooth to allow the other apps to also play their sound through the Bluetooth connection in your truck. But more recently, now included with your order, is a 3.5mm auxiliary cable, which will allow you to have a hardwired connection to your truck if you have the trim level that will utilize it. If you've made it to this video and you've been doing your research, you probably noticed some people complain that they cannot get sound from YouTube, for example. Don't worry, that's due usually to one of the two following reasons. First, their Bluetooth settings are incorrect, which is an easy mistake to make. Between the truck, the screen, and CarPlay, it's easy to connect them incorrectly. And the second, which could be related to the first, is a simpler mistake. It's more of a learning curve, but often they forget to make sure that they are connected through Bluetooth or auxiliary through the truck's factory systems. The screen's not outputting sound to your speakers. Your factory audio system is still putting out all the sound. The screen is sending a signal for whatever it may have to your truck. And number two, will factory features like my steering wheel controls and Bose audio still work? Yes, absolutely. The unit retains all factory functions. The screen is just an expansion of all your factory functions with a new user interface. The biggest change or learning curve is just getting used to the new environment. Now this one comes up a lot, but number three, does it support wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto? Yes, it does. Now, if you dig through the comment sections on the multiple videos I've made about this screen, you'll see that a lot of people are wondering if it's compatible with their truck. Definitely go to AUCAR's website to double check that. But the rule of thumb is, if you have the older interior like I do, mine's a 2021, so from 2019 to 2024, if you have the old interior like I do, it's probably gonna work. Again, double check their website. But if you have the new refreshed interior, this upgrade is not something that you can do. But just to clarify, at the time of recording this video, 2019s to 2024s with the interior, just like mine, with a 7 or 8-inch infotainment screen, will be able to use this upgrade. As for sound, you'll be able to use Bluetooth connectivity by default, but if you have an upgraded trim level with the auxiliary connection, it ships with that cable, and you could use that as an option. This next one shows up on my comments quite a bit as well, and that's number 5. What does warranty look like, and how do I get updates and support? The AUCAR 15.6-inch screen has a 1-year warranty. If you make a purchase from AUCAR and you have an issue or require an update or a patch, support's pretty straightforward. Email support@aucar.com, send them a picture of your software version describing what your current issue is. Even a short little video can help. They'll email a link to download a patch to resolve your issue. And keep in mind, if your screen's running properly, there's no need to email and request a software patch. If you purchase from AUCAR, you have exclusive access to a Facebook group where you can get support from not only AUCAR employees, but people that have been using these screens as long as I have. Number 6 is an easy one. Can I use my existing microphone? Yes, you absolutely can. It's gonna work normally. That's how I have mine hooked up. I don't even have the second one plugged in, but if you did, you just have 2 microphones, but everything will still work properly. And if it wasn't clear already, you can connect to the internet through your phone's hotspot, through OnStar, or a dedicated 4G SIM card with a cellular data plan. That means you can watch Netflix, YouTube, even download some apps for live sports. Really, the options are endless. Number 8 is a two-part question. Is there video input and audio output? Let me break it down for you. There is video input, but it's intended for an external camera. For example, some people may not have a front camera above their bumper and they want to add that feature. That's what the video input is for. On the subject of cameras, I will take this moment to mention that when you shift into reverse, that's the only time your camera system will automatically pop up, showing you the rear view because you're reversing. At any other time, if you want to look at your cameras, whether you have the 360 cameras or 1 or 2 cameras, you have to look at them through the console view, which I will demonstrate later on number 10. Now back to video input, there's no RCA cables or composite inputs for a gaming system, no HDMI input for a device like a Fire Stick, just a video input for an auxiliary camera. But good news, you have 128 gigs of storage, you can download an emulator, thousands of popular console games, get yourself a couple wireless controllers, and entertain your passengers for hours and hours on long road trips. Or if you're sitting in your vehicle for a long time, you can turn it on and play a quick game. Now going back to audio, and if you see my very thorough installation video of this device, you'll know it has audio output, but that audio output is only for the screen itself and what it may have built into it. It's not intended to pass through your XM radio, for example, or your FM radio. If you want to do an upgraded sound system and amplify everything properly, there's a couple different ways you could do it. A line out converter is probably the easiest, but if you have the Bose system, there's a lot of manufacturers that make products to integrate with the Bose upgraded systems, so you're able to get an audio output signal and then hook it up to another amplification system. Number 9, will it drain my battery? No, not if it's installed correctly. And number 10, can I customize the user interface? Yes, the Android OS allows you to customize. Now, if you want to customize it heavily for you, there's a number of different launchers you could download. It's up for debate which one's the best. Nova Launcher is very popular and it seems to work for most people when it comes to changing wallpapers and changing up how their icons are arranged, where they want them, that type of thing. There's also a popular app called Be Nice, which allows you to take compatible apps and split screen them on this vertical screen, which actually looks pretty good and gives you some benefits. I'll show you an advantage right now. Here's our original console view. So you can see we have all of our original views. We have our cameras right here. I have access to all of them just like we normally would, but not everybody is going to want to come into the app like this to go and get to the camera view. So what I like to do using the Be Nice app is I like to set up a split screen. In this case, I have CarPlay with the console view on the bottom. Now, if my cameras came on for any reason automatically, outside of going into reverse, it would show up right here while I'm still using the other app, but I can also get to my cameras right here. Another one of the customizing questions that I see quite often is, can I upgrade the OS from Android 13, which this comes with, to Android 14? The simple answer, no. The way that Android 13 is integrated into the functionality of the screen means that you can't upgrade to 14 or 15 or 16 whenever those may come out for a device similar to this. And the main reason for that is going to come down to stability. Also, in my experience with any device of this nature is don't overdo it with extra apps. Of course, play around with it in the beginning, see what you like, see what you don't like, but try and get it running lean and mean and you'll have a better user experience. And if you want to get yourself one, definitely head over to AUCAR's website. I'll leave a link in the video description below. Use the promo code DONSLIFE and save yourself some money. And buyer beware, if it's not officially from AUCAR, you're not going to get the support, the access to the dedicated Facebook group, or the warranty that we've been talking about in this video. So on that note, if you like today's video, hit that like button, please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.